A rainy December morning, Tokyo, 1968. Four bank employees are on a routine drive, delivering year-end bonus money to a factory. A motorcycle officer stops them, tells them there's a bomb under their car, and orders them to get out now. He crawls underneath to check. Smoke starts pouring out, and he screams, "It's going to explode! Run!" They sprint for cover by the prison wall. When they look back, the heroic officer isn't defusing anything. He's driving away in their car, with the equivalent of millions of dollars in cash. Japan, Tokyo, Fuchu City. The late 1960s were boom years in Japan. Factories were running hot, salaries were rising, and year-end bonuses were a huge deal, especially at big firms like Toshiba. On December 10th, 1968, a small branch of Nihon Shintoku Bank in Kokubunji was tasked with delivering winter bonuses, almost 300 million yen to Toshiba's Fuchu factory, just a few kilometers away. What should have been a boring bank errand became the most famous unsolved heist in Japanese history. 4 days before the robbery, the branch manager receives a threatening letter, half-typed, half-cut and paste from magazines. It demands 3 million yen and threatens to blow up his house if he doesn't pay. He calls the police. Officers stake out the meeting spot with 50 men. They wait and wait. Nobody shows up. At the time, threatening letters to banks were almost background noise in Japan's crime scene, and most weren't serious. So once nothing happens, the tension drops. But that letter has quietly primed everyone's brain with one idea. Bombs are possible. That detail will make the fake cop's job a lot easier. Morning of December 10th. 4 bank employees, 3 clerks and 1 driver from the Kokubunji branch load 3 aluminum cases into the trunk of a black Nissan Cedric. Inside, 294, 307, and 500 yen. The winter bonuses for Toshiba's Fuchu factory workers. It's raining steadily. Security is actually beefed up for this trip. Instead of 2 escorts, the bank has assigned 4 staff to ride with the money. They drive off, heading past Fuchu prison, just a few hundred meters from their destination, and straight into a legend. On a narrow road running along the prison wall, the sedan notices a white motorcycle behind them. The rider is wearing a police helmet and uniform. He waves them down with authority. He introduces himself as an officer and delivers terrifying news. Their branch manager's house has just been bombed, and there's been a warning that this very car may have explosives planted underneath. The employees, already aware of the earlier threatening letter, have no reason to doubt him. If anything, he's confirming their worst fears. At his instruction, all 4 employees get out of the car. The officer slides underneath to inspect for a bomb. Moments later, smoke and small flames appear under the vehicle. The cop rolls out, shouting that the car is about to explode and orders everyone to run towards the prison wall. In reality, the fire isn't a bomb at all. It's a flare he's just ignited to sell the illusion. But the employees don't know that. They do exactly what any normal person would do. They run, while the bank staff huddle in fear, waiting for a blast that never comes. The officer quietly walks around, gets into the driver's seat, and drives away with all 3 cases in the trunk. No gunshots, no hostages, no car chase. Just one man in a uniform driving a company car like it's his. On the roadside, he leaves behind his white motorcycle, later discovered to be stolen and repainted, to keep the cops busy. After a few tense minutes, the guards realize something's off. There has been no explosion. The smoke is coming from a flare on the ground, and the police officer is gone. They report the theft. Within about 20 minutes, Tokyo's police go into emergency mode. Roadblocks, vehicle checks, full city alerts. Around 10,000 officers join the initial search. But by the time the alarm really spreads, the bonus money is already on the move. About 1.5 kilometers away, police find the stolen bank car abandoned. The money is gone. Investigators discover the robber likely transferred the metal cases into another stolen car, then again into at least 1 more vehicle, possibly a light truck, before vanishing completely into normal traffic. No dramatic highway chase, no hidden mountain lair, just a series of quiet car swaps on a rainy morning. At the scene, police collect a mountain of evidence, around 120 items, including the painted motorcycle, homemade tools, radios, even random objects. Later, investigators conclude that much of this evidence was actually a smokescreen. Common items scattered intentionally to overload forensics and send detectives in circles. It works. The more the police find, the less they seem to know. Over the next 7 years, the investigation becomes the largest in Japanese history. Around 170,000 police officers take part. Authorities question about 110,000 people. They plaster 780,000 composite sketches of the suspect all over Japan, and compare roughly 6 million fingerprints from the crime scene to prints on file. The investigation ends up costing more than the amount stolen. And yet, the robber's identity remains a blank space on the board. Police chase multiple leads. First, a 19-year-old son of a local motorcycle officer falls under suspicion. He has no alibi and dies from potassium cyanide poisoning just days after the robbery in what's recorded as suicide. But no money is found, and he's eventually cleared in official records. A year later, a 26-year-old man who resembles the police sketch is arrested, only for investigators to discover he was taking a monitored exam at the time of the robbery. Wrong guy. On the eve of the statute of limitations, police question a friend of the first suspect who suddenly has a lot of cash. He refuses to explain where it came from, but they still can't prove any link to the heist. Decades later, a magazine claims an older man confessed to being the robber, saying he smuggled the money past roadblocks in a glass delivery truck. But there's no solid evidence, and even his own family call him a storyteller. In December 1985, 7 years after the robbery, the criminal statute of limitations runs out. Police officially announced that even if they find the thief, they can't charge him anymore. By 1988, any civil claims also expire. Legally, whoever did it could write a memoir, go on TV, or brag in a bar, with no legal consequences. No one has ever come forward. The 300 million yen robbery now sits near the top of Japanese perfect crime lists, one of the most famous unsolved cases of the Showa era. So how did one man outsmart 4 guards and the entire Tokyo police force without firing a shot? Authority. He looked and sounded like a real officer uniform, motorcycle, command voice. People in 1960s Japan were especially conditioned to trust that. Fear. The earlier threat letter, plus his bomb story and the flare, tapped straight into their survival instinct. You don't argue about protocols when you think you're standing on explosives. Simplicity. No gang of 10, no hacking, no Hollywood-style gadgets. Just a uniform, a stolen bike, a flare, and a clean getaway route with 1 or 2 pre-stolen cars. The plan wasn't flashy, it was elegant and perfectly tuned to how people react under pressure. The 300 million yen robber didn't need brute force or high-tech. He hijacked something far more powerful, our instinct to obey authority and run from danger. Somewhere out there, someone may have lived their whole life with the secret that they once stole 300 million yen in broad daylight and walked away clean. Do you think this was a lone genius, an inside job, or just the luckiest scam in history? Let us know in the comments and tell us which caper we should break down next. Hit like, follow, and subscribe for more caper videos.